4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the LMC block. My name is Urtheart. I will be your host for today, and probably in the next few weeks as well. And with me, I have the great ShadowFox,
Hi, hi.
the wonderful Vger,
Good day.
and the magnificent Random Genius.
The train is delayed due to a leaf on the line.
Oh, never mind.
How appropriate.
And, yes, because this month, I guess, we're playing Ticket to Ride.
This recording session, this block, this whatever you want to call it.
However long this takes. Yeah, we're playing.
That's for future ShadowFox to sort out.
This session, shall we say?
We are playing a game called Ticket to Ride, specifically the European version, because it's the one we know the best, and most people consider the best.
Yes.
But what are the other versions? The American version, I take it.
The original version's USA.
They don't have any trains, though.
There's a China one. There's a Great Britain one.
There's loads now.
Yeah.
Switzerland one, I believe.
Yep. So the aim of this game is we're all basically train companies trying to make our tracks, and we've already done the prep. We've got cards in our hands that basically say your objective is to make a train route between these two places in the world map. We're not going to tell what they are because they're supposed to be secret. But we have
secrets.
But we have to make those train routes between them by placing cards of coloured trains to match the ones that are on the map. You'll figure it out as we go along. But as ShadowFox is new to this game, we're going to start with a random genius and go clockwise. I think that seems the fairest.
That seems fair to me.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to go in and we're going to explain how it works as we go along, because I think that makes the most sense.
Fair enough, then. So, for anyone's rounds, they can do one of three specific actions. They can either draw train cards of certain colours in order to increase their hand and to see what they can play.
Oh, there's no hand limit, by the way.
You can either draw what is known as a destination card, which is basically one of our goals to get from point A to point B. So I could draw some more destination cards, and it may ask me to go to from Berlin to Madrid, for example. And that would become one of my new goals that I get during the game. Or I can choose to play trains. Basically, I play a number of cards equal to the number of spaces on the board that I want to make a train for. So, for example, if I want to play a train of distance 3, I need to play 3 cards of the same colour. And that's pretty much what a round is. And we just carry on going round and round and round and just play trains, picking up cards and seeing how things go.
Yeah.
So, for my turn, I'm going to be fairly simple, and I'm going to pick up 2 orange train cards.
Oh!
Good thing that's what you wanted.
And we're replacing them with a black and another orange.
Another orange. There you go.
Ooh.
So, for reference's sake, we've got a set of 5 open cards that we can pick from on our turn. Currently, they are 2 black cards, 2 green cards, and 1 orange card. There's also a deck that we can draw blind from as well.
Yes. Okay, what do I actually want to do? Because I'm just going to tell you now, my routes are horrible. And I really mean horrible. I'm actually going to draw the 2 blacks because, you know what, why not? And they're getting replaced by a white.
2 white.
And another white.
Okay.
Interesting. Right.
Should point out, although our hands are hidden from each other, you can try and remember what people pick up. If
Yeah,
you're
what
that
colours
clever.
they're looking for.
Hmm.
Yes, so at the moment, the earlier part of the game, it is basically a case of pick up cards because you're trying to build up to what you need to put down train lines. So for now, I will pick up a green and I will pick up a white.
Oh,
Oh,
Placed by a
and
locomotive and a red.
yeah, so
So
picking up the locomotive would cost the entire turn if Mr. ShadowFox wanted to pick it up, but it is very useful.
pretty useful, but this early on might be still better off trying to think. I think I will take the green and the white
Okay, and it's replaced with a black
and another
and
loco.
another locomotive.
In which case, I'm going to draw again, but I'm going to draw one blind to start with.
Mhm.
So if
Okay.
you draw a locomotive blind, obviously no one knows that you've drawn it,
And you can then draw again.
but
And
you
I'm
still draw again. It
drawing
doesn't count as
Yeah.
both of them.
I'm drawing
Yeah.
another orange.
And then I flip, and there's a yellow out on the board.
Ooh, yellow. Right. What do I want? I'm going to take the red and then see what flips over. A white.
You get a white.
Not terrible, but I think I'm going to take the black.
And then that's replaced with a pink.
Pink, purple. It's kind of halfway between the two.
Yeah.
Mo.
Thankfully, there's no other colour quite like it on the board, so
Yeah.
And for colorblind
lavender?
people, there are also symbols for each color. So
Mm.
though on our version here, it's a little hard to make some of them out.
a little bit, but
Mm.
they're distinct enough. I think it's near enough to tell them.
Yeah. So for my turn, I will take the white carriage, and then it gets a green one. I will. I'll draw blind. Okay.
It is important to note that if at any point 3 locomotives are open on the deck to draw on the sort of the available trains to pill from, all of the 5 cards get discarded.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting. That's not actually in the rules of the version I've got.
That house rule?
It was a rule on the old Steam version that I used to play quite a bit.
Oh, which you would assume is more or less
Mm.
Yeah,
right.
I'm looking on their website and I can't actually see that rule. But yeah, I can kind of see it makes sense because
If at any time 3 of the 5 face-up train cards are locomotives, all 5 cards are immediately discarded. 5
Yeah,
new
that's
cards
fair.
are
Okay.
stand up face to replace them.
Fair enough.
I would. Yeah, that's fair. Whose turn is it?
ShadowFox.
I think that's it, yep. So, well, I'll take that green.
That is replaced with
Smith. Dun, dun, dun.
red. Red lorry.
That's a yellow, but what? You'll also take that red. Why not?
And it's
Basically,
replaced with the
another-
yellow.
Yellows. A couple of yellows on the board, pink, and a couple of locomotives. So that, depending on what happens, that could be a fresh board soon.
Probably not for quite a while, because I am actually going to pick up one of the locomotives.
Oh,
Oh,
Mm.
that is replaced with black,
carrot.
which I will happily take that. Well, we've certainly got a few yellows. I'm actually going to draw blind. Okay. Vger.
Alright. I'm actually going to play. So I'm going to play 2 green cards to put down a train route between Krakow and Rostov.
Mm.
Ooh, so when you play a train route, depending on how long the route is, you get points. So this was a route of 2, so that gives just 2 points, unfortunately. I think that's
So
just 2.
am I the blue point counter?
Because
on
your
this
trains are
one?
blue, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, so I'll put my marker on 2. All right, and then these go in the discard pile.
Face
Which
up.
will...
Face up.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. And then flip. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. That'll do. And that's the turn. You can either draw or you play. So
Yeah.
I'm going to draw 1 blind. And I'll pick up a yellow.
and that is replaced with a pink.
Hey.
I'm taking the other locomotive.
You take it.
They are powerful, to be fair.
He's got a
Let's
multicolored
replace with an
hand.
orange. I'm going to play. Am I?
Are you?
Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to pick up both pinks. Once I can figure out where I can put them in my hand. More yellows and a black.
Alright. I'm going to draw bylined for my first. Okay. And I'm going to pick up the other orange, which is replaced with a white.
Yes.
Which I will take.
And is replaced with another pink.
Which I will also take.
And another black.
So the board is currently
all-
yellows and blacks.
Pretty much.
Well, that song.
Mr. Genius.
Let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Oh,
I am
Ew,
playing.
ew.
1 orange, 2 oranges, 3 oranges, and a locomotive.
Mm-hmm.
And I am travelling from Edinburgh to London.
hey.
Ah.
I mean, I can imagine that's a route you would find quite useful.
How many times have you done that one?
I couldn't possibly say. There we go.
Well,
So
that's 7 points.
Yep. For a 4-train route.
Yep.
Fortunately, I'm still in I need cards mode.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a black. And then, well, let's see what comes out first.
Red.
Red.
Ooh, red. No, I'm going to draw blind. Aha! That
Aha.
was useful.
Alright. I will take the red and replaced with a locomotive. I can't pick the locomotive now, so I will draw blind. Okay, less useful.
You know what? This train building business, something I'm going to get in on that. With 3 whites.
Mm-hmm.
And where are you building to and from?
We're going from Paris to Frankfurt.
Ooh, a nice route. And with 3, you get 4 points. That's yellow. Just me on 0 points then.
At the moment.
Okay.
Go for it.
Right. Well, I'm going to play another train.
Ooh.
1 pink. Just the 1 pink.
Just the one thing.
From Dieppe to Paris.
Oh, yes.
A nice little single router.
Yep.
That's a nice point, though.
You get on the back of the train, you walk off the front, and you're in Paris.
Yeah.
I'm still in draw mode is the annoying part. I feel like I have to start building, though, because otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. Nope. I'm going to draw 1 blind, and then 2 blind. That was not very helpful, but gotta be done.
Alright. I'm going to draw blind. Okay. Helpful. And draw blind again. Okay. That's useful. Very useful.
Here it is. Well, I'm going to keep building. If you're going to keep pulling. A couple of purples myself. That line from Paris to Frankfurt is now going all the way. Munich. Ah, no. Oh, no.
Too
train has
small,
fallen.
Router.
The train has fallen over. There we go.
There we go.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It's a small derailing. It's fine. That's another 3 points for me.
Is that 3 points?
It's 2
Yes.
points. Two points for two carriages.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Sorry, the on the board up here. It looked. I was looking at it from range. That kind of little lip on the two looked like a. It was connecting from the back.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little bit over fancy.
Yeah.
Say one
Fair
more round before we start talking.
Yeah. We got one more in.
I'm going to play some more cards.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm going to play a blue
Oh.
and a locomotive.
Okay.
Where are you
And I'm
going?
going from London to Dippy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you're connecting your line there. That would.
Yeah. It's a case of let's get these trains down now because
Unless someone might just happen to put.
See,
something in the
unfortunately,
way
this is
of
the
route.
thing. I can't afford to put my trains down now, realistically. But I think I'm going to have to soon. To the point where I think I'm just going to have to go. I'm going to put down 1, 2, 3 black carriages. However, I'm building the route from Madrid to Pamplona,
Oh.
which is a
yes.
tunnel. Now, what tunnels
Yeah.
do is you then have to draw 3 more cards from the train deck, and if any more of them are blacks, because I'm paying the black route, I then have to pay an extra cost for each one. So would
So,
someone like to do the drawing honours?
I will do
So
so.
you have more black
So
cards.
first card is
Card 1 is
pink.
It's a safe.
card
Second
2
card
is
is
White.
white.
Polar
safe.
opposite, safe.
Card 3
And
is a
black.
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 You gotta pay.
Thankfully, I had plenty of spare, so
Yeah.
yeah. Thankfully, that means I can build my route. Now, unfortunately, I've had to pay an extra card to do it, but
It locks in that route.
yeah, it's locked in the route, and it's a good route to have, I think.
Hmm.
So I'm finally on the scoreboard
Yay.
with
Yay.
4
That's
points.
4 points.
Vger.
Yes. I'm going to take the locomotive.
Oh.
And
Let's
leaves
pick
us
another
with a
pink.
pink on the line.
And I. These are yellows, aren't they? So. I'm going to draw wild. And wild again. Okay.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we've done a few rounds now.
Hmm,
Reckon it's time for a chat.
I
I think
it
so,
is.
yes.
Who would like to start off then?
So I think I'll go first, if only for this case that, in theory, this is going to go out tomorrow, I believe.
Okay.
And as I know what I'm going to be talking about, I already know where to get the music from. So makes it fairly easy.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
So I must say that it's been a bit since we all last had a chinwag. So we'll go through a fairly bunch of simple games, actually. The first one being that of Mars First Logistics, which, if I had to describe it, would be as a physics puzzle game akin to something like the bridge building games.
Oh,
That you-
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Hmm.
Except, so humanity is on Mars. Congratulations, we made it there. Apparently, Elon did something right, or maybe he was kicked off entirely, and that's why it worked. But
I'm going to go with the latter.
yeah, but so now you're on Mars. What do? We need to get things from point A to point B, such as watering cans and steel girders. Which is why it's your job as a little drone to move them from A to B. The complexity comes in often the style of the item that needs to be moved, the terrain, the hazards, or the distance. Because you're basically you're driving a little remote control vehicle, and you can build this vehicle using Lego pieces that you unlock as you progress through the story, and as you do quests, you get money to buy more of them, more pieces. So as I said, like the first thing it goes is, hey, you've got 4 wheels and a little chassis. Okay, move this watering can. To do that, here's a little motor to like rotate, and you can snap this little lever on the side to pick up the watering can, and then you drive it, and then just put it down, and you're done. Congratulations. And then as the game progresses, the challenge that obviously comes from the complexity of the item. It can be anything from a really skinny long item like a steel beam or a ladder that has to be propped upwards to be in its right spot when it's finished, or it can be something as giant as a rocket tail fin. And the more you do, you'll get like a hook, and then you'll get some grabbers, and then you'll get like magnetic tires and off-road tires and hydraulics and all these other things. And it's just a puzzle game of trying to get awkward item A to location B, while avoiding the obviously hostile terrain full of rocks and bumps and hills and mountains and the occasional tornado.
Ah, yes, those famous Mars tornadoes.
As seen in The Martian. But yes, it's sort of a bit of a simple game, sort of bearish bones, but it's got that level of complexity where it's like you go on the Discord and it's like you've got people making giant cranes, rocket ships, and 6-gear differential gearboxes with combustion engines. So you kind of got as you do, yeah. Everything from simple to as in-depth as you can get. And yeah, as you do, and it's like, yeah, the objects can be also like anti-grav balls, or they can be like crates of apples and oranges, which you can't spill them because each individual one has to, like, you can spill them, but you have to get them all there. So you'd have to go and pick them all up again and put them back in the box. And I was like, so like, you can either like design super specialized vehicles, or you can kind of have a more general purpose like vehicle with like a big back dumping truck area and just drive it there. But it flexes your creativity with the pieces you have to work with, and it's fully co-op as well. So that's fun. Still in early access, but unsurprised, but still quite possibly up there in the Game of the Year award. We might see.
Got a while till we record that one. Let's be fair.
Well, half a year. Not even, well, less than half a year. Which
To be fair, we've got what 5 months now?
5 months.
Probably a little
4,
less than that.
really.
4, really. Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, because you do the recording in December.
November.
Sorry
We do
to pull back the
end
curtain,
of
guys,
November.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if the second half of the year is anything like the first half, it might be a little bit barren. so it might still be up there.
What do you mean? I mean, Hello Kitty Island Adventure's coming soon to consoles.
That's
You say that.
Yeah.
true.
There's actually quite a bit coming out in the later part of this year. Unfortunately, still a lot of them are remakes.
Mm. But there's something else I played which has also recently come out, is Abiotic Factor, which I would say is heavily Half-Life inspired. So imagine you're in the Black Mesa facility, but you're just a regular scientist dude, right?
Mhm.
And you hear about Gordon Freeman, who's shoved something into something, and now there's this resonance cascade and monsters are coming through the facility. But you're competent. You figured out how to survive by... So it's I would say it's a cross between Half-Life and Raft, in that it's kind of got a simple survival crafting system. And basically, so aliens are coming through portals and are messing up your life, as are the military invades halfway through the storyline. And it's your job to basically go around and salvage everything from the facility and build yourself crafting tables, defenses, hammers, batteries to store electricity, crafting stations, all this stuff. All the while trying to survive. It's got like a day-night mechanic where during the day the facility is on, it's powered, everything is fine, and then at night the power goes off and the security robots start roaming around. And if you
Five Nights at Freddy's inspired.
it's a little bit there. But yeah, so it's like you can only use the crafting stations during the day unless you've got batteries and you've plugged them through. And there's like only certain places in the facility where there are outlets, so you can only have so many. Like there's only so many base locations, we'll say. Like with the first base we made, we thought, there's a kitchen here. We can fix this oven and we can cook. So we'll put a crafting station here. There was a security robot around the corner that we weren't really aware of at this point because it was like the first night. And it just came and just started beating the crap out of all of our workstations. And we came back and it's like all of our boxes and craft station, our bed had gone. And I was like, oh, okay. Whoops. Guess that's not a good place to build. But so you go around the facility, you kind of, slowly get through the story by going, like unlocking areas, doing a thing, coming back to a guy and going, yeah, cool, here's the battery, put that in to open up this new area, or as it was, go through the portal into this weird extra weird dimension with these giant, what was it, the giants from Lethal Company?
Yeah,
they looked a bit like that. It's like, I don't know if they hear or see you or something, but it's like, yeah, you're trying to avoid them, get these special power cells, and then every so often that world basically resets, or it goes to another version, so the resources in that world reset. So it's like a dungeon you go through to get new resources. So you'll always have a supply that you can use. But yeah, it's like we got a fair bit into it. I think about 20 hours or so, and that was a hell of a lot of fun to enjoy. Again, still early access, but it's literally the day we bought it, we finished playing it. I went to play it the next day, and apparently during the night we were playing, it had an update, and it introduced the fog, in which it seems that the portal that we've opened the world to has started to infect our world, and it was just this massively foggy. The entire facility was covered in fog, and the enemies had become there were new enemies that were invincible. And it's but they can't hear you or see you really,
just because of the fog.
It's just I mean, we could barely see them. Just don't bump into them. It's fine. That might actually be another fun one for a group play. Something to definitely. Destiny 2.
Oh yes, final DLC is out now.
The final DLC of the Light and Darkness. I can't remember what they call it. Like it's that era.
Saga.
We'll say the saga,
Yeah.
the era. And it's basically I would equate that what's been going on has basically been the akin to the Marvel's Infinity Stones saga, and this is their end game. So, as it's been like for the past, since the darkness kind of appeared, we've been doing a lot of recruiting. We went over to the Elixir and we're kind of like, yo, Elixir, not all of you are bad. Some of you are cool. Especially you, Mithrax. Do you want to come join? Do you want to come live like in the Last City and stuff? Become the House of Light? And he's like, yeah, cool, let's do that. And then it's like, you find out about like the Cabal, and the Cabal, because they're like the warring race, like the sort of Romans. They believe in a lot of honor and stuff. And it's like, well, how about this? We challenge you, and if we win, you fight with us. If you lose, I don't know, or if we lose, you can have Earth or something. Of course, we don't lose. We're Guardians. We're basically invincible. So now
We
there's
have
some
the power of respawning.
Exactly. So yeah, we beat them, and now Keitel and Zavala have some kind of thing going on. And then speaking of the power of respawning and light, the Hive. So it turns out the Hive aren't necessarily bad. It's the symbiotic parasite, the worms, that are the bad thing. And they ended up basically, some of them kicked that out of them. Or Savathun did, at least. And hey, guess what? The Hive have the power of light now. There's Guardian Hive who have the power to use supers and throw knives at you and electrify the entire arena. And it's like, oh, this is mildly terrifying. And they're still not necessarily the good on the side of good. They've got their own. Savathun is a
chaos.
They're just lesser evil.
Lesser, yeah. Like Savathun has her own sneaky stuff going on, and it's like, oh, I don't know. But she's on the side of light because that's where all the power is coming from. So it's like, okay, we're allied in this. Fair enough. And then the witnesses come, the man with all the floaty smoke men in his head. And we've gone into what is effectively into the Traveller, the thing that's giving us all our light powers. We found Cade. Cade's alive again.
Yes, that I did notice in the trailer.
Yeah, that was kind of well noted in a lot of the trailers. I thought, let's get Nathan back. Why not?
You know, we killed off our most popular character. Probably should bring him back for no reason whatsoever.
No, I mean it's explained, and it makes sense.
Is it?
It is. It is. It's fair given the world of Destiny, and it's the realm's rules, shall we say, or the rules of the world of Destiny. It makes sense. He gives us a cool sniper rifle, which is just the Golden Gun Super. So now you can multi-super. Which, speaking of, you've now unlocked the new subclass, Prismatic, which is a mixture of darkness and light. Still waiting to... There's still this theory of the next darkness class, the red. Whatever that is. But yes, so we've had... So all of these bad guys, even the Vex, obviously, they have the main... that main plotline going, but they've also got like the side plotline, which is the it's to do with what's her face, Failsafe on Nessus with the Vex, which is the other enemy, and it's like the Vex were just basically concentrated darkness, effectively, in some form, used to make the exo robots, and they were all just basically a hive mind. But it seems like some of the hive mind is now splitting, and might also not be just bad. Might actually be speaking to Failsafe, the AI. There might be some kind of just robot buds, robot bros thing going on.
I feel like Destiny at this point has just gone off the rails.
I mean, it's been going for 10 years. It's always like after a while, like after X years, you kind of go, what's going on here?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like now they're just making up shit for the sake of it.
I mean, this is sort of why
near its
end, right?
Well, this is what I mean about it. Was like the end of the Light and Darkness saga. It's had its sort of like this is like its end game moment, and what comes after this might just be like what is happening with Marvel now, where it's like they're just shitting out stuff, and it's like who cares?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, we don't know if Destiny 2 is going to really continue getting updates because
Well,
I don't know how many people are playing it anymore. Personally,
I mean, I imagine it's still a fairly decent amount. The servers,
I imagine there's still a lot of invested people.
it's just the question of how much money is it pulling in. That's
and how is it bringing in new users? I think is the bigger one because, like, again, I took a break from it and now I feel like I can't return because I've missed so much.
Yeah, I just kept. I usually came in for the yearly story. I didn't care too much about like the seasonal stories, which they're changing. There's something else, episodes or whatever. But yeah, no. So during the main storyline, the end game, you go into the Traveler. You're fighting off the darkness. You're learning how to use the darkness and the light together in harmony to do the thing. And then you go through the story. You go through the strike. You find out the witness's weakness, and then they do something that has made everything worthwhile. You hit that final mission, and it's not the raid, although I don't actually know what the raid is. There is a raid.
I was going to say, didn't someone have to complete the raid before the final mission was unlocked?
Quite possibly. I don't know the exact specifics, but thankfully the raid doesn't seem to be super relevant to the actual story, at least not required.
Yeah, no. Once someone had done the raid,
Yeah,
it
like,
unlocked the final mission for everyone else. If I remember reading it.
Yeah,
right.
they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. Like this, like they do the world's first thing, and then you get to finish the story once they've done that. But so the final mission unlocks, and it plays this. It plays a story like a cutscene. You got Zavala at the front, and he's all like, "The darkness is here behind us, and we are the final line." And it's like, and he calls out for everyone. It's like Guardians, Humans, Awoken, Elixir, Hive, Cabal. Everyone is here. And then it goes into the loading screen, and you notice it says 12. It's looking for 12 people, and the match starts in, and it's everyone. Every ally in the game is there. That scene in like event in Endgame where they open up the portals and everyone's there. It's that you've got 12 Guardians where it's normally like 6 players at most in any co-op activity. 4 in like 3 sets of 4 charging up this hill. On the left, you've got the Cabal. On the middle, you've got the Hive with you. And on the right, you've got the Elixir. You've got Scurvy there, Mithrax, Keitel. Even the big bad Savathun is there. And you're just charging up this hill, pushing King of the Hill, pushing forward, pushing forward, pushing forward. Then you get to the final area and the witness is there. Again, 12 people now just throwing supers here, there, everywhere. It's flashing lights, all the thing. You get onto the platform and you just start shooting the witness. And you go into a special realm. You take the sword, smash his whatever's going on inside his head. Then you get back on the platform, and then at the end, all of you just one big super power light beam just charge at him, break him down, and it's like, yes, you did it. You pulled it off. You made the finale amazing. Well done, man. Well done. I
might have to go look this up on video or something.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can pretty much just play through like the mission story mode for you in like stream or something, because
maybe
it's actually kind of like a moment of, okay, good, well done. So yeah, if you've been aware of the story beats, I'd say, if you don't mind dropping the money on it, come back in, do the story, because it's
one final hurrah.
It's one good final hurrah. Yeah, and so there's been many other things I've been playing, such as Starbound and Skyrim, but those are fairly old hat, so I won't necessarily waste too much time with that. The only thing I will say might be another first. Books. Don't often talk about books here. Don't think.
All right.
Ooh, books.
Books, yes.
No,
I find-
time for those.
No. I'm over 30 and I've finally gotten into Discworld.
Oh,
nice choice.
I need to get back into that.
Yeah. I was saying, Crow, it's like, what was it? Someone was speaking to Crow, and Crow was told to, like, hey, try out Going Postal, which
That's
is
a good one.
yeah,
That is a good one.
part of the Moist von Lipwig saga.
I don't remember if I've read that one or not. I don't think I have.
It's the first one of the Moist.
First of Moist, fourth of the Industrial Revolution, I think. If there's a very nice graphic on the Wikipedia page that kind of shows, like, there's what is it? It's basically Wizards or Rincewind, which Industrial Revolution, History, Death, Guards, and then like they're kind of like the groupings that they're in.
Yeah, technically it's the Watch, but
The Watch.
Yeah,
Right?
the Watch. Yeah, I've not read this one yet, so this is one I've got to get to.
it was I've read that many
Definitely
years
not
ago.
It's the 33rd book in the series, so
Yeah,
I'm a little bit behind.
yes.
You don't need to actually have a grand knowledge of the rest of the series. You just need to know a basics of who is Death, who is the Patrician, and what is Discworld. That's pretty much all you need to know for Going Postal. Everything else is fairly self-contained.
It has been like the benefit of the books that they're all like, provided you have a base understanding. A lot of it is kind of that it's all self-isolated with references to other things. I myself am on Mort at the moment, and I am going I'm going in chronological order. Crow's sort of doing her thing, and I've decided I'm gonna see his writing as it kind of progressed, shall we say?
Yeah, that's kind of how I started reading. So I started with Color and Magic, I think is the first one.
Color of
Magic,
Magic,
the first one, yes.
Light Fantastic.
Yeah.
Then
Equal Rights,
Equal Rights was the third one.
Yeah.
I just finished that one.
The one
and
I
then Mort.
stopped doing it chronologically was when I got to Moving Pictures, which is the only one I've not enjoyed so far.
Which is the one Crow is on right now.
Yeah, Moving Pictures was the only one that I felt about. And then I've read a couple ones that I got a load that my dad gave me that were in his bookshop when he ran it, because they were free. So he just gave me a load. So I've been reading through those, and I'm going back to the order I was reading them in.
Yeah,
I've got one in my bag that I've just not started yet. So
fair. No,
what's your favourite one so far?
Well, considering I've only read 3, I think it'd be a bit early for me to say what my favourite is. But I'm enjoying.
So
I'm enjoying more right now, quite actually a bit. I think I'm enjoying the character here a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes.
But yes, I say I think. Unless anyone else wants to say something quickly Discworld related, I think I'm done.
If you enjoy the Discworld stuff, they did do a few years, I think about 10 years ago. Sky did a whole bunch of specials based on some of the books. So
we were actually looking and we realised there's like a dozen or so live, or at least either animated or live action.
You had
creations.
3 live action specials from Sky, which were Hogfather, Color of Magic / Light Fantastic, and Going Postal.
Yeah.
Then back in the 90s, there were 2 animated series based on Discworld novels, which I think was Weird Sisters and Soul Music. Definitely Weird Sisters. I don't know about the second one. I think it's Soul Music, but that could be something else. And there was an attempt, and I use air quotes on attempt, at making a TV series based on The Watch.
Yes.
I don't think it worked particularly well.
we were looking at that because it was like a modern like slash futuristic sort of cyberpunk. Same characters, same general
Same characters, but
thing.
displaced and yeah.
It's a shame because the Watch, I think, is probably one of my favorite sets.
The Watch is by far the strongest of the series.
I still quite like.
I find.
I think because like the Watch and the Industrial Revolution were like his more recent ones.
Yeah.
The Watch actually goes back quite a fair bit.
It goes back fairly well, but a lot of it was like he started with the Wizards and Witches and Death, then Industrial Revolution.
Because there's one. Because this is the thing, I know later on the Watch kind of revolves around Sam Vines, is it?
Yeah, Sam Vines, Captain of the Watch.
Yeah, but early on he's not actually in them, and it's quite interesting between the two of them. So I definitely remember the one where Carrot joins the Watch.
That would be Guards.
Yes, that one I really enjoyed.
That's such a fun one. So. Little thing, when I was a student, I was involved in tech at the local student theatre, and I actually helped out with the local student production of Guards.
Oh no!
It's done so well for effectively on a shoestring budget because student theatre and such.
Yeah,
it worked so well, and yeah, it was just a joy to be a part of.
I need to go start reading this world again now.
You know what this has reminded me to do? This has reminded me to try and figure out where the old PC Discworld game is.
Yeah, I've seen Let's Plays of the two games because they're both voiced by
Eric Idle.
Yeah,
Eric Idle is the voice for Rincewind.
Yes, they're interesting.
Yes,
hard to say they're very good because there's some of them
some of the logic puzzles in that are ridiculous.
Anyway, we're going a bit.
Discworld Noir as well, the third Discworld game.
I've not seen that one.
Oh, it's basically a noir thriller, sort of detective. It's basically a Mickey take on sort of stuff like Casablanca and the Maltese Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite decent. Obviously, early 2000s 3D PC stuff with the animation such that it can be a bit schlocky at times. But the one thing I didn't realize until years after, the main character in that game is voiced by Rob Brydon.
Oh no way!
Yeah. But yeah, apparently Discworld Noir is very hard to find nowadays. So